forgot my bottle of wine. Let me grab my drinky.
Oh, honey, no.
It's been a few minutes. I'm starting to get shaky.
Oh, you.
Oh, how are you, sweetheart?
I'm okay. I have this weird little black cherry drink. It tastes a bit like metal.
Bon vivre. What is that, French?
I believe so. I'm really trying to, connect with the youths. So I'm trying all these different seltzers, and I gotta say, it doesn't do it for me, Care Bear.
Oh no. Well, it's probably what, like 4%?
4.5, I think.
Yeah, that's not gonna do anything for our bodies at this point. That's just
No.
water, basically.
I shouldn't stray from my tried and true rosé. Don't stray from the rosé. That's what I always say.
And that should be a t-shirt. That's
Oh, it should.
Okay, do you want to get into the news?
Oh, I would love to.
So President Trump is trying to cut back funding for the U.S. Postal Service. And that's worrying many people who are trying to vote using mail-in ballots for the upcoming election. Now, Trump says that it's true. He is trying to make it harder for people to vote by mail. He has admitted that because then there will be less people committing voter fraud. And I think that's a great idea. This is a good system. It reminds me of one time when I let this waiter in my stank pouch behind a Chili's too. But then I was so afraid that I would find out that I had an STD that I just never went to the doctor again. I still haven't been. And it works. I still haven't tested positive, so it works.
Oh, what a little system you got going there, Care Bear.
I work for the post office too.
Oh, yes. Speaking of diseases, Oklahoma State sorority house placed in quarantine after 23 of the members tested positive for the coronavirus. Now, Karen, I have to say, in my experience as a former sorority girl, this is not new to all get the same disease. I don't know why everybody's up in arms about it, because, well, when I was in my prime, the disease usually had something to do with a Joshua or a William in the crowd across the road. You know what I mean? Although this is an unexpected increase in girl time, I think it'll be an excellent opportunity for those young women to practice making face masks, learn how to sew, and all just read their Bibles.
Yes, not enough women know how to do, womanly things these days. Like right now, look, I'm making a soup. I'm making a soup as we speak. How many women these days would know how to make a soup? No, all they do is they're lawyers or something, and that's just not what we need.
All they do is get jobs and order pizza.
And lie.
Well, you don't just feed your children pizza. Pizza isn't brain food.
Certainly isn't. Okay. Here's some scariness. Wildfires and strong winds are producing firenadoes, otherwise known as tornadoes made of fire in California. These liberals will just go to any lengths to try and convince us that global warming is real. Firenadoes. Okay, guys. How much did those special effects cost? It's a little over the top, don't you think, Karen? It's not believable for me.
Karen, I must say, those liberals really capitalized on my fear of tornadoes when they came out with those Sharknado movies. Those were scary, and I think this is just like that.
Yes, except for Sharknado would probably be even more likely to happen than global warming. Am I right? Am I right, Karen?
You're right, Karen. Anywho, this goes back to the voting that people want to do. Now, I read that Mitt Romney says that he does not think that mail-in voting will increase voter fraud. And I have to say, if Mitt says it, I agree. I wrote him in for the 2016 election, and I wrote in for a running mate, the one and only Dan Quayle. Now, I know some of our viewers are those little Gen Zers, so you may not know who the great man Dan Quayle is, and I will tell you, he was the vice president to Mr. George H.W. Bush, and if any former VP should be running for president, I think it should be Dan Quayle. I'm going to read you a quote that he said, Karen. It speaks to me. It goes, Republicans understand the importance of bondage between a mother and child. I just think that sentiment is so special, Karen.
Oh, that does remind me of you and your little Kyle.
And my little Kyle.
Dan Quayle.
Such special bondage.
Quayle 2020. I agree with that. Uber and Lyft are threatening to shut down their operations in California following a court order requiring them to reclassify their workers as actual employees rather than independent contractors. And doing that would entitle the workers to benefits like minimum wage, overtime pay, workers' comp, unemployment insurance, paid sick leave, and which Uber and Lyft are opposing because they say, it would cost too much money. I mean, what do Uber drivers need to make minimum wage for anyway? They can just live out of their car and survive off the bucket of mints they keep in the back. What more do you need?
Go get a real job.
Real, like us. We are the great thinkers of our time. We do this.
Motherhood is the greatest job I have ever had. Anyway, speaking of motherhood, Cardi B released a new song. I will not say the title because I am not sure how it's pronounced, and I think it has words in it that are not very godly. However, the beat is catchy, Karen. And when I started, it came on my little Pandora shuffle. And I have to say, I started dancing, and Kyle got so upset. He flipped the kitchen table, he screamed, he ran out of the room. And when I asked him about it, and I asked him what got his blood pumping so aggressively, that song just made him so upset, he told me that I should never listen to that song, nor should I speak to him ever again. Nor should I talk about his blood pumping to Cardi B. Now, Cardi B, you have ruined my relationship with my son.
She's ruined more than that. She's ruined teenagers. She's ruined America. F Cardi B, that's what I say. F you and your WAP. That's what it's called. Anyway, let's lighten up, shall we? We've got a brand new segment for you this week, and it's a little scandalous. Hand stuff, marry, kill of the week. Now, some of you know the game is F, marry, kill, but those people will burn for all eternity. Our version is Jesus friendly and features the biggest names in the news this week. So let's begin. Today, we have Edward Snowden, Ben Shapiro, and Robert Trump, the president's brother. What do you think, Karen?
It's also, I'm excited. Oh, I love this game. Obviously, I am having trouble deciding who to do hand stuff with, whether to marry or do hand stuff with Ben Shapiro. He does look like a child who wished to be big, but the magic only worked on his little body. And I gotta say, Karen, it works for me.
He's like an evil Neville Longbottom, and it really turns me on.
So sexy. Oh, I didn't say that. You didn't hear it. Anywho, I think Robert Trump would be a better financial choice for marriage because he's dead now, God rest his soul. But that does mean quite a bit of money pouring in with no strings, so I'm free to do hand stuff with Ben Shapiro.
Oh, Karen, maybe you're not the absolute imbecile everyone thinks you are. That is a fantastic plan. And obviously kill Edward Snowden. Kill Edward Snowden. How dare you criticize his country, you ghost.
Be gone, spirit.
Be gone.
Be gone, spirit.
Anyway, thank you so much for tuning into the show this week. We will be back with our usual quirky antics this time next week on the Lord's Day. Can't wait to see you then.
Mwah.